Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Excuse my nails, still haven't had time, but we're going to go ahead and do our bi-weekly budget. So today we're going to do our pre-payday prep. It's a few days before payday, but I can still go into my company's website and find out how much the upcoming paycheck will be. I like to do this ahead of time just so that by payday I'm not scrounging to find out where everything goes, because it's very important for me to have very specific numbers so that I stay on track with all of my goals. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I already have the September budget, so it should be pretty easy to do this. All right, so September budget's right here, nice and fresh for me to refer to if I need to. This is my budget cheat sheet. Hopefully you guys have seen videos on that. It's just what I use to do my bi-weekly and monthly budgets. Definitely will have to update this. So there will be a new video coming out for updating this once I'm done paying off Discover, which should be this month, hopefully, if I have some funds left over. All right, let's get started. So I am not using, I didn't do it last time either. I'm not using what's left in rollover in my pre-payday prep today. I'm just going to use what my paycheck will be and what sinking funds I plan to use. So I already know from the monthly budget, let's start with, this is September. Maybe you could spell September, what is this? Pre-payday prep. Somebody said the bird months are here, and I never thought about it like that. September, October, November, December. Probably didn't need to go all the way to December, you got the point. But, all right, so the sinking funds that we have planned and events. So within the first 2 weeks of this paycheck, of course, my paychecks, within these weeks, we have to pay part of the mortgage, Amazon, utilities, Netflix, phone bill. Oh, Google One is in there. A student loan, sheesh Louise. I have a clam bake, a hair appointment, and we have Discover that needs to be paid. All right, so let's say for the hair appointment, we have to put down a deposit. So I'm going to take $40. I think it's $40 for mom's birthday. Let's estimate 50. Because I don't know for sure. And yes, I'm getting my hair done for a vacation. That's my birthday gift for myself, because vacation will be, definitely need your hair braided. If you're like me, you already know. Be gone for a week. So, all right, then we have the $100 from vacation for our checked bag that we're going to pay hopefully in advance. I have $56 that I'm going to use from our health sinking fund for a dental bill, and I have $19 left. I'm going to combine those together in my flex spending. So we're going to use that to pay the bill and pay the copay that I have coming up. I think that's it. As far as the clam bake, which is not like part of the bills, I'll probably just use $20 from my envelope that I can use. So I was gonna do a no spend or a low spend. I'm gonna have to figure that out in a different month, because there's too much going on this month for that to work. 56 and 19. Okay, that gives me $225. So I have to add this to the income because I know I'm going to be using these savings. All right, so I already know from looking at my employer's website, my paycheck was, we thought it was going to be, how much did I think it was going to be? I thought it was going to be $17.50, but it was thankfully $17.70. So let's start here with that. This is payday A. And then we're going to add the $225 from the sinking funds that we have planned to use. It's going to bring us to $19.95. I don't know if I missed a few steps during this pre-payday prep. I'm trying to be as efficient as possible and get this done and to the point for you guys. All right, let me know if you guys prefer the extra detailed version. But for the automatic savings, usually what I would take out is the $175, but I did some math, which I'm going to go through with you guys all of my sinking funds and put new goals on them. I I got to do that soon because I realized that with the time that I have left and with how much I want to save, I need to put more in graduation each week. So I'm going to make that $90, based on some math that I did. And I'll show you guys the specifics. We're going to put $190 in our automatic savings this time. So a little bit more. It's going to bring us to $1,805. All right, so where's that going to go, you say? This is how we're going to break it down. We're going to do $25 for the car note savings, which I plan to increase that to once I'm done with paying off Discover. $75 is going to go to car emergencies, specifically for any car repairs, but of course, if I need it for anything else, any other emergency, an emergency, of course, then that's where it will go. All right, so that leaves us with $1,805. And of course, we know the next thing that comes out is our fixed expenses. My fixed expenses are going to be $840. And that's pretty much, close to normal. I'll give you a breakdown of those. Let's start it up here so I don't run out of room. All right, so I'll give you a breakdown of what that's going to pay. So I always pay a part of the mortgage in this first paycheck. Then I'll write out the rest so you guys can see where it's going to go. All right, let me make sure that this math works out. It does. All right, so all these bills are going to get paid. I only moved Discover to 103. I just decided to do 103 because I should have about $200 and a few dollars left for Discover. So we're going to hopefully get done with that this month. All right, that's going to bring us to $965. All right, so here we are. Next thing that is coming out is our other or unexpected expenses, which will be these things right here. So we're going to take the whole $225 for our other expenses. And bring it to $740. I really am thinking about, and this can be the question of the day, I'm thinking about when I do my next cheat sheet, separating the other expenses from the other spending, because I like to keep these in order of priority. So like hair, not a priority. That can come last. Check bag has to be done. Health, of course, these three have to be done. But this can go at the bottom of the budget. So I might put unexpected expenses here. And then, after I do my always fund, I might put spending here instead. We'll see. It doesn't really matter because they're all coming from the sinking funds, but there are times where they're not. So we'll see. All right, $740 is what we have left. And then we're going to take out Ally. So our Ally buckets or our variable spending, Ally takes $315. So these are our variable expenses in Ally. And I just transfer these and put them right in the bank. The good thing about Ally is you can put them in different buckets. So that's what I do with these. And it's very easy to see what's left in each. So gas will get $50. Groceries and toiletries will get $215. Essentials will get $50. Actually, I think I want to put, let's make this $325 because I want to put 10 in pet. So pet only has 71. We'll still give it $10. We'll give pet $10. All right, so $325, and those went back to the bank. Those funds, pet and health, are now back in Ally. All right, so $740 minus the $315, we got $425 left. Cash envelopes, I do keep those for my everyday spending. In the cash envelopes, we're gonna put $165. All right. And so the rest of this comes out in cash. This whole 425 will be in cash for different things. 165, that's gonna pay for dining, which is $70. Spending for me is $50 for the 2 weeks. These are all for 2 weeks. My daughter, $20. That's just extra money that I have for her for anything that I want to throw her way. But again, she does have her own job. And miscellaneous gets $25. Perfecto. I'm gonna have to, you guys have to remind me when I do my 12-week year that I need to plan another week that I'm gonna do a little spend, because that's on my goals for my 12-week year. So we gotta find those somewhere. All right, and then normally we always put 220 in our always fund. So that's like priority things. That'll leave us with $40. I feel like I did something wrong somewhere. I didn't take this 325 out. It should be 415. Let's see. 250. There we go. That looks better. And we have $30 left. Okay, so for our always fund, here's what goes in there. This also will be changing just a little bit. I have the same expenses that are still important. I'm still going to get money every pay period, but I think I need to change the amounts because extra utility definitely needs to get more than it was before, because every time I look at the utility bill, I get pissed off. All right, so we're going to put $30 in extra utilities. That's a priority, so I'm putting that one first. Home maintenance is going to get its regular $30. Christmas, we're upping to $50 because we're coming close. And our college or our school travel, that's for college visits, is going to be $30. I am going to give myself $35, which is a little bit less. $20, family fund is going to get a little bit less. Her bonus is in here now, and her clothing is back in here. So, let's see. $35 for my binder, so I can put that anywhere I want. $20 is for family fun. And her bonus for good grades is in there. And then the $10 for clothing. This is for my daughter's clothing. So we've already done school shopping. Now you can see. I've already done school shopping for her, but I'm already going to be saving for next year. Oh my God, and that will be the last year of high school. That's crazy. Oh, I'm going to cry. I hate thinking about it. I was telling my friend, if you guys have kids around my age, I have a junior in high school, which I can't believe. How you keep yourself busy after, especially the single parents. Like, I care about all of you, of course. But especially the single parents, specifically with one child. How hard was it? Because I keep reading stuff and seeing stuff on social media. It's like in my feed now. I only have YouTube, but it's in my feed now, where you see parents like crying, dropping off their kids. And like, the comments are crazy. Like, people really, really have a hard time with this. Like, really, really. All right, so we're just going to split up the last three pretty evenly. I'm going to put $100 in the 100 envelope so that we can fill number 17, because I had $7 in rollover cash, so that was going to go towards it. So we'll put 10 more to make it 17. Duh, I just said that. And then when $10 is going to go to home decor, because that's not too big of a priority, but I do want it to have some. I definitely backed off on, redecorating for every holiday. I have everything that I need. I don't need new stuff. So, we have our little pillows and accent things for each season, and that's enough. So we need to decorate for fall, like, pretty soon. But that's it. We're down to our zero-based budget. Every dollar is planned and accounted for. But now you can see the whole shebang, right? So last thing that I do, last few things, I highlight this. I do my bank balances. So I break down whatever I'm taking out in cash so that I make sure I have enough to put in each of these separate little tiny envelopes and how much I'm going to put in cash. And then what I would usually do is at the end plug it into my bi-weekly budget. But I'm not going to overwhelm you guys with that right now. Feel free again to, give me feedback. But I'm not going to overwhelm you guys with that right now. You see the budget. You see where everything's going to go. Normally what I would do is just break down each of the categories, plug it into here so that at the end of the pay period, I can see what I actually spent after I've looked at my expense tracking. So, because I paid for my hotel, I forgot to put that on August C's closeout. Let me do that now. I forgot I paid for the pre and post hotel. We are going on our cruise and we have to stay the night before and the night after the cruise because it was just too hard to get a flight. The flight would have cost more. So our travel agent suggested that we just stay over, and also it would have saved us 7 hours in the airport. So that was definitely a no. So I'm going to put vacay $450. This was for, I like to put it down. That's pretty obvious. This is for our pre and post hotel. So that got paid for. Another thing done off the list. So I'm happy that that's over with. So when vacation comes up, there's not much we're going to have to pay for. I do have quite a bit of money left, but that's just going to be for emergencies, incidentals, or small stuff we want. Like, let's say we want some food off of the ship, or, whatever. That's what that'll be for, or any unexpected expenses that come up while we're away. But I'm super excited. All right, let's do these categories. All right, everything's accounted for and color-coded. Last thing, let's see, how much are we saving? The goal is to save $440 from this paycheck. That's pretty good. This is going to be September A. We're going to fill these out quick. All right, now, so the last thing that I'll do is just make sure that I have enough of each denomination to go into the separate envelopes. You guys have seen me do that before, so I won't bore you with that. Next video that you'll see me do is my cash stuffing. So when I pull the cash from the bank, I will stuff them into my different binders. Hopefully nothing changes between now and then, and hopefully the wallet thing goes okay. So I was going to do a little spend. Guys, you got to remind me to do to add a different week, because I was supposed to do, September was supposed to be my first little spend. I need to do 2 in the next quarter. So I'll find another place to do it. I knew this month wasn't a good month because it's her birthday month, my daughter's birthday month. So probably not the best time to try it, but I will. All right, that's it for me today. I really appreciate it. I want you guys to always remember this is about progression. It's not about perfection. It doesn't matter if you have it all down. You can change it. Nothing has to be solid. Things come up, and that's okay. It's okay to use your savings if you need it. Just use it wisely. Emergency savings are only for emergencies. So emergencies are pretty usually the same kinds of things for everybody. That's kind of universal. So just be careful with it. Sinking funds, great thing to have because you can spend it when you need it, and you can save up for it little by little. Thanks for watching. Happy saving. Bye.